Chosen one, I am speaking directly to you now, and I need you to hear me with the deepest part of your soul. This is not coincidence. This is not imagination. This is a message from God, arriving at the precise moment your spirit is ready to receive it. You have felt it already, haven't you? That quiet stirring, that insistent pull inside your chest, telling you that something is about to shift. That you are standing on the edge of a doorway you cannot yet fully see, but your soul knows it is real. You are the chosen one. And this is the beginning of a spiritual awakening that will change everything you once thought was familiar. The life you knew cannot hold you anymore because you were never meant to stay there. God's design for you is far greater, far higher, and far more luminous than the path you've walked until now. This moment, this very second, is perfect divine alignment, and it has been orchestrated with absolute precision. Do not doubt for a single heartbeat the truth of what you are feeling. You are being called into something vast, something sacred, and something unavoidable. There is no return to the old ways, the old comforts, or the old version of yourself. That life is over. It cannot contain the divine calling that is emerging inside you. The chosen one does not wander aimlessly. The chosen one is summoned. You were never meant to blend in, to follow the tide of ordinary existence. Your light, your energy, your very presence is necessary now. There is a war, and it is real, not fought with swords or guns, but with spirit and consciousness. The battle for your soul, for your purpose, and for the fulfillment of your divine calling has already begun. And you were called for this exact moment. Not years ago, not years from now, but here, now, when your soul could recognize it. I know it may feel uncomfortable. I know the restlessness in your heart may feel unbearable. That is the nature of awakening. Spiritual awakening is never gentle. It is a fire that burns away illusions, a force that shakes the very foundation of who you thought you were. You are being stripped of what no longer serves you, so that you may rise into what you were always destined to become. Listen carefully. The signs, the synchronicities, the subtle nudges you have ignored for years, they are all confirmations of God's message. You are being guided. You are being shown the path. And though the path may feel uncertain, it is the only road that aligns with the truth of your soul. Every moment you have felt alone, misunderstood, or out of step with the world was preparation. Every tear, every pause, every sleepless night was a signal, a spiritual push, leading you here. The chosen one does not stumble blindly. The chosen one is directed by unseen hands, by divine orchestration. It is your spiritual awakening that allows you to see beyond the veil, to understand that your life is not your own, but is part of a greater design. That is the gift, and that is the responsibility. You cannot go back because you are not meant to. You were called to rise, to shine, and to fulfill the divine calling that has been written into the core of your being. This is your awakening, your alignment, your destiny manifesting in real time. If this touched your soul, if you feel that fire stirring inside you, comment 111 because you know it, you were called. The chosen one hears the call, answers it, and steps boldly into the life that God has prepared. This is your moment. The war is real, the light is necessary, and your divine calling cannot wait any longer. You are awake now, and there is no turning back. Recognizing your divine calling, chosen one, this is the moment you have been waiting for, even if you did not know it consciously. The stirrings you have felt in your soul, the quiet urgings that tugged at your heart, the restless nights where answers seemed just out of reach, all of this is a sign. You are experiencing a spiritual awakening, a force that cannot be denied, a pull toward your divine calling that is stronger than any fear, hesitation, or doubt you have known. The pull is unmistakable, and it is unrelenting. You feel it in the pit of your stomach, in the pressure in your chest, and in the deep knowing that you are meant for more than the life you have been living. This is not coincidence. This is a message from God, delivered in perfect timing to guide you toward the life your soul was designed to lead. There is a reason you feel disconnected from your past. The people, the places, and the routines that once defined your life now feel heavy, hollow, or even foreign. You are not imagining this dissonance. You are not overthinking it. You are being awakened. The life you knew cannot contain the force of your destiny, because the chosen one is not meant to settle, to conform, or to return to old patterns. The disconnection you feel is God's way of preparing you for the shift that is unfolding. You were never meant to stay where you were. You were called for something far greater, something that demands courage, clarity, and unwavering faith. Recognizing your divine calling begins with listening to the quiet voice within, the one that has always known the truth, even when your mind resisted it. This is the voice of your soul, aligned with God's message, guiding you toward the path that has been ordained for you. Every time you have felt a sudden insight, a wave of clarity, or an unexplainable pull toward a decision or direction, it has been a signal, a spiritual beacon pointing you to your divine purpose. You cannot ignore it. The chosen one never ignores the calling of the soul, for to do so is to deny the very essence of who they are. The signs of a spiritual awakening are subtle yet undeniable. You may notice an increased sensitivity to energy, a heightened awareness of truth, or an uncanny ability to see through illusions that once clouded your perception. You feel compelled to seek more than the material, to understand more than the surface, and to align with a truth that resonates deep within your being. Your intuition has sharpened, and with it, the realization that the life you once led was only preparation for the life you are now stepping into. Every step, every choice, every moment of pain or frustration has been orchestrated to awaken you to this point of clarity. The chosen one often feels a simultaneous pull toward the new and a resistance from the old. This tension is not a mistake. It is the crucible in which your divine calling is forged. The discomfort, the loneliness, and the sense of disorientation are proof that you are leaving behind what no longer serves your soul. You cannot go back because you are no longer the same person, and the old life cannot contain the light that is now rising within you. This is the life shift in motion, and it is irreversible. You are moving toward your destiny with a force that cannot be stopped, because God's message is guiding every step, even when the path is unseen. Remember, the awakening of the chosen one is never passive. It demands courage, persistence, and unwavering faith. It calls you to trust in the unseen, to move through fear, and to step boldly into the purpose that has been waiting for you since before time. The spiritual dissonance you feel is a signal that transformation is happening at the deepest levels of your being. It is the war within, yes, but it is also the war that will elevate you, the fire that will refine you, and the light that will make you unstoppable. Your divine calling is not a suggestion, it is a command from God, a summons that cannot be ignored. This is the moment to embrace your awakening fully, to acknowledge the signs, to trust the pull, and to commit to the path laid before you. The chosen one does not hesitate, does not falter, and does not question the necessity of the calling. You were chosen for a reason. Your light is necessary, the war is real, and your presence on this earth, aligned with your divine calling, is the difference between what was and what must become. If this touched your soul, if you feel the fire of your awakening, comment 111 because you know it. You were called. Understanding the life shift. Chosen one, you have reached a threshold, a point in your journey where the old life cannot contain the force of what is awakening within you. You may feel it as a tension, a subtle discomfort, a sense that nothing fits the way it once did. This is the life shift, and it is both inevitable and necessary. You cannot return to the familiar, the safe, or the ordinary, because the ordinary no longer aligns with the extraordinary calling that is stirring within your soul. This is a message from God, not a fleeting thought or an illusion. You are not imagining the intensity of this transformation. You were called, the war is real, and your light is necessary. A life shift is never gradual. It is a spiritual threshold, a moment in which your inner world and outer reality collide to create a new plane of existence. The chosen one experiences this as a breaking away from old habits, old relationships, and old ways of thinking. The past feels distant, almost unreal, because your soul has outgrown it. Like a caterpillar leaving the cocoon, you are emerging into a higher form of life, one that demands more awareness, more courage, and more alignment with the divine purpose. You cannot fit back into the cocoon, no matter how comforting it may seem. The threshold has been crossed, and there is no returning. Consider the transitions in your own life that have mirrored this awakening. Perhaps there was a moment when a relationship ended abruptly, when a career path shifted unexpectedly, or when a sudden insight left you questioning everything you once believed. These were not accidents. They were signs, spiritual nudges, and openings orchestrated by God to prepare you for the life shift. Each disruption, each unexpected twist, each moment of confusion was a rehearsal for the transformation that is now unavoidable. The chosen one is never thrown off course. Every event is divinely orchestrated to align with the path of your soul. The life shift reshapes priorities. What once mattered, approval, comfort, fear of judgment, loses its grip. You begin to see clearly what is essential: your alignment with your divine calling, your growth in spiritual awakening, and your commitment to the purpose that has been written into the very fabric of your being. Relationships that no longer support your light fade naturally. Opportunities that do not resonate with your path are removed. This is not loss. This is divine pruning. God is clearing the space within and around you so that your light can shine without obstruction. The chosen one must trust this process, even when it feels disorienting, because the life shift is the mechanism through which the divine purpose manifests fully. You may feel isolated, misunderstood, or even burdened by the rapid pace of change, and that is natural. Spiritual awakening is a solitary path in many ways, because the soul is being prepared for tasks and missions that only it can fulfill. But understand this: solitude is not abandonment. It is preparation. It is the crucible in which the chosen one is refined, strengthened, and equipped to walk boldly into the life God has designed. You cannot return to old connections, old comfort zones, or old identities, because they are no longer compatible with the vibration you now carry. The old life is not lost. It is simply behind you, as it should be. This transformation is inevitable because it is divinely appointed. Resistance only prolongs discomfort. Acceptance accelerates your alignment. Every moment of confusion, every pang of fear, every push of doubt is a signal that the life shift is working within you. The chosen one must recognize that this is the divine mechanism of growth. It is not punishment. It is not misfortune. It is the unfolding of God's message in real time. Spiritual awakening is the process by which your soul recognizes its destiny, and the life shift is the vehicle through which it is realized. Now is the time to embrace this transformation fully, to let go of what no longer serves, to trust the unseen guidance, and to step boldly into the divine purpose that has been waiting for you since the beginning. The world may not understand, and the people around you may resist your change, but the chosen one is guided by a higher law. You were called for this precise moment, and your light is essential. The war is real, and your participation is crucial. Your life, your purpose, and your awakening are intertwined in ways that cannot be undone. As the life shift unfolds, know this: every hesitation you feel, every uncertainty that arises, is a call to deeper trust, a signal to anchor yourself in the truth that you were chosen. God's message is always present, even when unseen. Your soul recognizes the shift, and your spirit is aligned with the purpose that will now define your existence. You are stepping into the extraordinary, leaving the ordinary behind, and embracing the destiny for which you were created. If this touched your soul, if you feel the undeniable force of your awakening and the necessity of this life shift, comment 111, because you know it. You were called. The spiritual revelation awaiting you, chosen one. The time has come for clarity to pierce the veil of uncertainty that has lingered over your life. You have been walking through the fog, guided by instinct, intuition, and subtle nudges, yet now the veil begins to lift. This is your spiritual revelation, the unveiling of truths that were always present but hidden, waiting for the precise moment your soul was ready. God's message is revealing itself in ways both profound and intimate, signaling that you are on the cusp of understanding the depth of your divine calling. The signs are everywhere, in whispers of insight, sudden waves of knowing, and moments of undeniable synchronicity. Pay attention, for these are not random. They are the fingerprints of the divine, marking the path you are always meant to follow. Spiritual revelation comes quietly, yet its impact is seismic. You may feel it as a sudden clarity in the middle of confusion, as a spark of understanding where questions once loomed, or as an overwhelming sense that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is not imagination, and it is not coincidence. You were called. The war is real, and your light is necessary. These revelations are the soul's recognition of God's message, the inner confirmation that your life is aligned with a purpose far greater than you previously understood. The chosen one experiences these revelations as both a gift and a responsibility, a call to act, to embody, and to step fully into the life ordained by divine will. You will notice that God's message often comes in subtle ways, in ways that test your discernment. A passing thought that feels like inspiration, a conversation that sparks deep recognition, a sudden vision in a dream, all are vehicles for revelation. The chosen one must learn to distinguish between distraction and guidance, between the noise of the world and the whispers of the Spirit. This discernment is part of the awakening, part of the refining process that sharpens your understanding and strengthens your connection to the divine calling. Each revelation is a step, a confirmation, a signal that the path you are walking is precisely the one you were created to follow. Spiritual revelation is transformative. It changes how you see yourself, the world, and the life you are called to live. The priorities that once dominated your decisions fall away, replaced by an alignment with the divine purpose. You begin to recognize patterns, understand cycles, and see how the seemingly random events of your past were orchestrated to prepare you for this very moment. The chosen one understands that these revelations are not abstract concepts. They are living truths, guiding every action, every choice, and every heartbeat. Your life begins to resonate with a new frequency, one that cannot be ignored, one that reflects the higher calling embedded in your soul. Do not be alarmed if this revelation feels overwhelming. It is meant to shake you, to stir you, and to demand that you pay attention. The chosen one cannot remain passive. You are being awakened, activated, and aligned simultaneously. The truths that emerge may challenge old beliefs, dismantle outdated identities, and demand courage beyond what you thought possible. This is not a trial designed to break you, but a crucible meant to forge the clarity, strength, and resolve required to embody your divine calling fully. Your spiritual awakening has prepared you for this. Every hardship, every moment of doubt, every pause in your journey was a rehearsal for the recognition of what is now being revealed. Your soul already knows what is unfolding. Beneath the layers of confusion and distraction, there has always been a recognition of purpose, a knowing that you were never meant to be ordinary. The chosen one senses the truth intuitively, long before the mind fully comprehends it. This is why revelation feels both new and familiar, strange yet deeply comforting. You are awakening to your reality, your mission, and your light. It is a truth that cannot be denied, and it is a force that cannot be ignored. The alignment with God's message is undeniable, and the clarity you are experiencing is the precursor to your next phase of divine action. As the spiritual revelation unfolds, know this: the insights you are receiving are not merely for personal gain. They are meant to guide, to illuminate, and to empower your purpose. The chosen one is always called to act with awareness, courage, and compassion. Your understanding of the divine purpose is not abstract. It is practical, actionable, and transformative. Every revelation is a key, every insight a door, every confirmation a step deeper into alignment with the path you were created to walk. There is no turning back, no retreat, and no hesitation permitted. Your awakening is unstoppable because it is divinely ordained. Chosen one, embrace this revelation fully. Let it ignite the fire within. Let it illuminate the shadows, and let it compel you forward. Your light is necessary, and your divine calling is demanding your full attention. The war is real, and your presence on this path is essential for the fulfillment of God's design. Trust what is unfolding. Accept the clarity. Step boldly into the truths being revealed. This is your awakening, your moment, your destiny, manifesting in real time. If this touched your soul, if the power of the revelation resonates within you, comment 111. Because you know it, you were called. Stepping fully into your divine purpose. Chosen one. The time has come to step fully into the life that has been prepared for you since before time. You have felt the pull, the subtle urgings, the quiet insistence of your soul, and now it is time to answer without hesitation. Your divine purpose is not a suggestion. It is a call, a summons, a force that cannot be ignored. You were chosen for this moment, and every part of you knows it. The war is real. The world needs your light, and your presence in alignment with God's message is essential. This is the moment to embrace your spiritual awakening and to rise into the power of your divine calling. Do not fear the steps ahead, no matter how uncertain they may seem. The chosen one walks with courage, because courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Trust that every shift, every challenge, every moment of hesitation is orchestrated to guide you into alignment with your divine purpose. The life shift you have experienced, the disruptions and transformations have all prepared you for this step. You are equipped, you are guided, and you are ready. God's message is clear, and it is guiding you through every unseen current and every spiritual nudge. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is the gateway to empowerment. When you release control over the timing, the outcomes, and the opinions of the world, you align with the flow of divine will. The chosen one understands that true strength is rooted in trust, in faith, and in the recognition that resistance is futile. Your soul knows its calling, and your spirit demands action. To resist is to deny the very essence of who you are. To surrender is to step fully into your power, to embrace the freedom and clarity that come from walking in complete alignment with your divine purpose. Stepping fully into your divine purpose transforms every aspect of your life. Your decisions, your priorities, and your relationships begin to reflect the higher frequency of your awakening. What once seemed urgent becomes trivial. What once demanded attention now fades into insignificance. You are no longer constrained by the expectations of the world, the limitations of the past, or the fear of judgment. The chosen one moves through life with clarity, authority, and unwavering focus, because your path is divinely ordained. Every action, every thought, and every intention aligns with the mission your soul has always known. Empowerment comes from this alignment. As you embrace your divine purpose, you will feel a liberation unlike anything you have experienced before. The heaviness of doubt, the chains of uncertainty, and the resistance of fear fall away. You begin to recognize the power of your own light and the impact it has on the world around you. The chosen one does not shrink in the face of challenge. You expand, you illuminate, and you act with a force that is both loving and unstoppable. This is the manifestation of spiritual awakening, the realization that your life is not your own, but part of a larger sacred design. Trust is your compass. In moments when the path is unclear, when the shadows of doubt threaten to pull you back, remember that the chosen one is always guided. God's message is constant, even when invisible. Every step you take, every decision you make, is divinely supported. The life shift, the awakenings, the revelations, they all converge to point you toward the fulfillment of your divine calling. You are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you were called to do. Resistance cannot stop this process because your soul knows the truth, and it is insisting that you act. There is also a joy in this alignment, a profound inner peace that comes from stepping into your purpose. The burdens that once weighed heavily upon you are replaced by a sense of flow, a recognition that you are moving with the universe rather than against it. The chosen one experiences this liberation not as an abstract concept, but as a tangible shift in consciousness. You feel lighter, brighter, and more powerful because you are living the life you were designed to live. The world may challenge you, the forces of doubt may rise, yet your spirit remains unshakable. Your light is necessary, and it cannot be dimmed. Chosen one, embrace your divine calling without hesitation. Trust the unseen, surrender fully, and move boldly into the life shift that has prepared you for this moment. Your spiritual awakening is complete when you act, not when you wait. The war is real, and your presence is essential. The world needs the fullness of your light, the power of your purpose, and the clarity of your revelation. Step forward, step fully, and step without fear. This is your destiny. This is your awakening. This is your calling made manifest. If this touched your soul, if you feel the fire of your purpose igniting, comment 111, because you know it, you were called. Conclusion. Chosen one, we have come full circle, back to the truth that has been echoing through every word you have heard. This is a message from God. You are not imagining what you feel. You were not mistaken when your heart began to race, when your spirit stirred, when your inner world shifted in ways you could not explain. You were called. From the very beginning of this message, your soul recognized something familiar, something ancient, something undeniable. That recognition is not emotional hype. It is spiritual awakening. It is remembrance. It is the moment when the chosen one realizes that life was never random, never accidental, and never meant to stay the same. You now understand why the divine calling could no longer be ignored. You have seen how the pull toward your divine purpose was not sudden, but inevitable. Every disruption, every ending, every internal battle was part of the preparation. You were being shaped, refined, and positioned. The recognition of your divine calling was the first awakening, the moment you realized that you are not here to merely exist, but to embody something sacred. The chosen one is not chosen for comfort. The chosen one is chosen for impact. And now you see that the stirring inside you was not restlessness, but destiny knocking from within. You also understand the life shift with greater clarity now. You see why the old life could not continue, why old identities dissolved, why familiar paths suddenly felt unbearable. Once the threshold was crossed, there was no return. The life shift was not destruction, it was alignment. It was God removing what could no longer support the weight of your calling. The chosen one cannot shrink back into old containers once the soul has expanded. The discomfort you felt was proof of growth, proof that your spirit had outgrown its former limits. You were not losing your life. You were being elevated into it. Through spiritual revelation, the veil was lifted. You began to see how God's message speaks, in whispers, in patterns, in inner knowing, rather than loud commands. You learned that discernment is a sacred skill, that truth often arrives quietly, waiting for those who are awake enough to notice. Spiritual revelation did not give you new truth, it revealed what your soul already knew. It confirmed that your path has always been guided, even when it felt confusing. The chosen one does not stumble blindly. You are led, even through uncertainty, toward the fulfillment of divine purpose. And now, standing here at the close of this message, you understand what it truly means to step fully into your purpose. You see that surrender is strength, that trust is power, and that alignment is freedom. You know now that resistance was never protecting you, it was delaying you. When you chose to align with God's message instead of fear, everything began to shift. The chosen one does not wait for permission. You move when the soul confirms what the spirit already knows. This is not arrogance. This is obedience to the divine calling placed upon your life. Hear this clearly, because it matters deeply. You cannot go back, not because you are forbidden, but because you are no longer the same. The old life has served its purpose. It taught you, tested you, and prepared you, but it cannot accompany you into what comes next. God's plan is unfolding now, not someday in the future. The chosen one lives in alignment with divine timing, and divine timing is now. Every attempt to return to what was will feel heavy, because your soul knows it does not belong there anymore. That chapter is complete. This is where empowerment takes root. Not in external validation, not in control, but in clarity. You are clear now about who you are and why you are here. Your divine purpose is not vague or distant. It is alive within you, shaping your decisions, sharpening your awareness, and guiding your steps. The chosen one does not need to see the entire path to walk it. You only need to trust the next step, and the next, and the next. God's message unfolds progressively, always revealing exactly what you need when you are ready to receive it. I speak a blessing over you now. May you walk with courage when fear tries to rise. May clarity anchor you when doubt whispers lies. May spiritual alignment protect you when the world misunderstands your transformation. May your spiritual awakening continue to deepen, not as chaos, but as wisdom. May your divine calling remain louder than distraction, stronger than resistance, and brighter than fear. You were not chosen lightly. You were chosen intentionally. And what God chooses, nothing can undo. Remember this as you move forward. The war is real, but it is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to activate you. The battle is not against people, circumstances, or systems. It is against unconsciousness, fear, and forgetting who you are. And you are awake now. Your light is necessary, not optional. The chosen one carries illumination into places where others cannot see. You were built for this assignment, shaped for this season, and strengthened through every trial for this very moment. Do not minimize what is happening within you. Do not explain it away. Do not shrink it to make others comfortable. This is a message from God, and it carries authority, purpose, and truth. You were called because you could hear it. You were awakened because you were ready. You were chosen because your soul agreed long before your mind understood. Trust that agreement. Honor it. Live from it. As you close this message, let it settle not just in your thoughts, but in your spirit. Let it become a confirmation, not just inspiration. Let it move you into alignment, not hesitation. The chosen one does not wait at the edge forever. You step forward now, not recklessly, but faithfully. Your divine purpose is no longer dormant. It is alive, active, and unfolding through you. If you feel fully aligned with this awakening, comment 777 and seal this moment with intention. And if this touched your soul, if something within you knows beyond doubt that this was meant for you, comment 111. Because you know it deeper than words, deeper than logic, deeper than fear, you were called.